Hello snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Nerd Superposition. That's right, there's a snowboard company called Nerd. This board features Nerd's directional cam rocker, so you get rocker in the nose, a flat section before you hit the up kick of the camber underfoot, and then a tiny little bit of rocker out in the tail. Basically, set back directional cam rocker. So what this is going to do is give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float, but you're going to get that drive and snap of traditional camber right underfoot. This board is available in 157 and 160. I rode this board at Arapahoe based on a day that was a mix of blue and gray skies. There was kind of a storm rolling in. There was leftover pow, chopped chunder, perfect corduroy. You went from high visibility to low visibility, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So if you look at the shape of this board, it's obviously got a fully directional freeride flex, so what you get is slightly softer nose, stiffening up midway back to the front foot, and progressively stiffening back to the tail. Torsional flex is there, but it's not overly abundant. Basically, this board is a freeride flex. It's just past the middle of the road. It's not overly abundant. It's not one of those boards that's so domineering it makes you question your lifestyle choices. And when it comes to stability, you do get chatter in the nose, but that dissipates right when it hits that flat section in the camber profile. You never feel it underfoot. And when you get into rutted out terrain, this board just plows through everything in its path and stays stable. You might feel a little bit from really hard body jars, but by and large, this board is damp yet lively. With the camber being slightly set back and you got that tiny rocker in the tail, you've got the makings of a perfect springboard. So you load the camber up, you roll back on the tail, and then it just sort of pops you up in the air. It's really predictable with how much snap you're going to get out of it, which is nice. You don't have to feel really calculated when you're going in to hit a side hit, you're launching a pow popper, you're just coming off a cat track gap or whatever. It just feels very predictable, and you just know what you're going to get out of it. Is it the snappiest board out there? No. Is it dead? No. It's somewhere in that realm of boards that you've ridden forever and you know what you're going to get out of it and you never have to worry about it. With the board being set back, buttering on the tail, you can do high speed wheelies, you can get sideways with it. You're basically just sitting with your weight outside that insert pack and it's locked in. With the nose and it being slightly pointy on firmer snow, it tends to be a little bit hookier. You want to find something a little steeper and with some fresh pow, and you really got to press out past that flat section in the nose to just get it to engage. That's really it. I mean, this isn't a board that you're going to go out and just actively try to butter on, but if you're going to do like a high-speed pow butter, if you know what you're doing, you're going to be fine. If you don't, you might die. You might not. I don't know. I don't know how good you are. I assume you know what you're doing, but then again, I read the comments and some of you people don't know what you're doing. All right, so here's where we have to talk about how well this board turns and carves. It has some of the quickest edge-to-edge initiation I've been on recently. It's very fluid, it's very smooth. What you notice is that when you're going from edge to edge, it engages midway between the rocker in the nose and the insert pack, right in that flat section. It just rolls up on edge, and then it lets you steer right from underfoot, while all the drive and power comes from the middle of the camber section back through the tail. So when you kick your knee in, you flex that camber and you really drive that carve, you can lay it over. But if you're just being a little more mellow, you're not really pushing into it, you're gonna stay locked in and just swoop from one side of the trail back to the other. Short, tight, quick carves, long, hard, drawn out carves, deep Euro carves. This board has you completely covered. When it's on edge, it's very smooth. You notice right away that very minimal ankle flexion will change the direction of how you're carving with it, and you never really feel like, oh, I've got to just powerhouse this board to drive a carve. You're more like, I'm steering, I'm turning, we're going, and that's it. This truthfully is one of the best turning boards I've been on for 2023. Who's this board for? The all-mountain freeride guy that really likes to turn, and I mean really likes to turn. When someone launches a new snowboard brand, you never really know how it's going to go. There's a lot of snowboards out there that are just middle of the road. It's a snowboard, you know it's a snowboard, it does snowboard things, but it never truthfully stands out. I see people come and go launching snowboard brands. Now, to be fair, my friend Jordan Zadanek actually started this, and I've known Jordan for almost as long as I've lived in Summit County, which is almost 20 years at this point. And I know that Kevin that used to help me had a little hand in the shaping of this, and I know Eric from GP87 who's designed some really amazing boards. worked with it. But the good thing is that my friend Jordan spent the time on the R&D to really dial this board in, and it works. The camber, the flex, the side cut, the shape, all come together for one of the best turning boards I've been on. This board truthfully stands out as being an amazing all-mountain freeride board. I didn't want to get off this board. I had so much fun on it. It just handles everything in front of it so well. Overall, it's a great board. You shouldn't sleep on this new brand. Check them out. I highly recommend them. Comparable boards: the Ride Peace Seeker, the Amplid Soli Grail, the Nidecker Beta APX. Binding recommendations: the Rome Katana, the Burton Cartel, the Nidecker K-On X. This has been my review of the Nerd Superposition. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.